Hi. Is this the staff room?
Sure is, look.
Good.
Oh, what are you doing in this area?
I work here, would you believe? Hardly believe it myself yet.
Oh, well, I think you convinced me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's somewhere to park your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm Dennis, Dennis Cruikshank.
Hi, Dennis. You're now talking to the biggest greenhorn in this business, Heather Rogers.
Oh, first appointment, eh?
Yeah, as if you couldn't tell. Oh, boy, look at all these notices and stuff. How do you get time to read all these?
Well, you don't. Oh, somebody whisks them away and sticks up a new lot before you get around to it.
Well, I'll just have to organise myself better so I do get round to it. They're probably very important, you know. Oh, I'm sorry if that sounds silly. It's just that I really want to do everything I can for these women, you know. Give them some real incentive for going straight.
Well, I wish you luck. I mean, we all hope for that, but doing it's a different kettle of fish.
You got time for a cuppa? I'd really like to talk to someone who knows the ropes around here before I get started.
Well, you've sold me on the cuppa.
Oh, good.
But I don't think I'll be able to help you much. You see, I've only got a couple of days' start on you.
Oh, terrific. I won't feel so lonely now.
Oh, hello. Here comes more of the troops.
Oh, good. Now, come on, Heather. Don't make a fool of yourself.
Nervous my foot. Anyone who thinks a prison's a laugh needs their head read. Who are you?
Oh, hi. Heather Rogers. Just started.
With a tea break, I see.
Oh, Heather, Joyce Barry, you must be feeling awfully nervous. I remember my first day on the job.
Yes.
And you haven't met Miss Ferguson yet?
No. Nice to meet you.
You know what they're old man.
Oh, Dan. You better get some clean ones. It's all right, I've finished. Oh.
Used to work as a waitress, did you?
This girl just dropped a knife and fork, so I...
This girl, Officer Rogers, is a prisoner. If a prisoner drops something, she picks it up herself.
Oh. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
Obviously not. You're here to guard them, not wait on them.
I said I was sorry. I won't do it again.
In this job, Rogers, there is no room for mistakes or apologies. Remember that.
Awful, there must be a dead body somewhere.
Just slow down. What are you talking about?
In my room, blood everywhere. Take a look for yourself. What do you think it is, Miss Rogers?
I don't know. I'll go and get help.
All that blood in her body, very interesting, eh?
Could have been under the bed or something.
Did you bother to look?
Oh, no. I was so shocked.
Don't suppose you bothered to look for a weapon either.
I wasn't sure what the correct procedure was, Miss Ferguson, so I thought the best thing to do would be find someone who was as quickly as possible. You see?
Yeah. I'm not blind. Fancy that. You poor thing. Lived in Australia all your life and never been to a barbecue.
What?
Your first encounter with tomato sauce. Frightening, isn't it?
It's not, is it? Oh, you must think me a bit of a fool.
To put it mildly.
I just didn't think to check.
Thinking isn't your forte, is it? You know, Roger, sooner or later you're going to come up against the real thing, body and all. God help us then.
I won't make the same mistake twice.
I doubt it. Once a panic merchant, always a panic merchant.
Property forms XF319 white 3 copies.
What do you want those for?
Don't stop me. Charge sheets SW428. Send the pink copy to the office. Retain the green copy.
Well, it's the other way around, and charge sheets are 482s.
Oh, God, I give up. Why do they have to have numbers anyway?
Well, because if they didn't, there wouldn't be as much confusion. I mean, simple.
I'll buy that. Well, I suppose I'd better see what an XF319 looks like. In cabinet, right?
Right. I hate to tell you this, but somebody has been playing jokes on you.
Oh, Struth, how long's that been there?
Oh, work it out for yourself. Where have you been? Well?
Oh, well, I can't be sure. I mean, I've been all over H Block.
Do you want me to tell you who it is?
No, thanks. I think we're thinking of the same person. Oh, God, I feel like a dummy.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it's happened to us all at one time or the other. But don't you think that you'd better
Oh,
go...
my God, what if Miss Ferguson had seen it?
Precisely. So I think you better do something about it, don't you? I mean, this person is really taking things too far. And it's not that I mind a joke with the women, because I don't. But we can't afford to lose face. Now, you do understand that, don't you?
Yeah, sure, don't worry. I'll do something about it. Well, I'll have to, won't I? Otherwise, I'll have to fill out an XF423. Resignation form. Oh, I would remember that one, wouldn't I? I won't report you this time. But no more mucking around, okay?
Yeah, sure. No worries. See you later.
You idiot, Warren. Watch where you're going.
Sorry, Miss Ferguson.
This may come as a surprise to you, Miss Rogers, but it is considered very unwise to mix with prisoners on a social level.
I was only...
It is also considered very unwise not to report a prisoner for mucking around. However, I must agree with you on one thing. You are beginning to look like a clown.
Haven't seen you around much this afternoon. Wouldn't be trying to avoid me, would you?
Come on, Winder, I'm not standing around talking to you.
That's not very nice, is it? Here's me hoping we was going to run into each other, and here we are.
I haven't got time for this. I'm in a hurry.
Sweetheart, the whole world's in a hurry. And either you keep up or you get trampled in the crowd, know what I mean? So let's talk business, eh? Tonight's the night.
What?
Don't say what, it's rude. You know perfectly well what I mean. You've got to pick up a little bit of merchandise for me.
You can forget it. I'm not doing anything for you.
Oh, listen to little goody two-shoes. Scared of straying off the straight and narrow in case she gets into trouble.
That's not the reason.
You don't know what trouble is, Rogers, yet. But you will, if you don't do as you're told.
I'm not scared of you.
Oh, yes, you are. You're bloody terrified. And with good reason. If you're so set against going through with our little arrangement, how come you haven't told one of the other screws about it?
Who says I haven't?
I do. Because if you had, I'd be the first to hear about it. You haven't opened your mouth because you're scared about what's going to happen to your family if you do. And that's why you're going to make this little pickup for me. From now on, you're going to do whatever I say, whenever and wherever, or you're going to be very, very sorry. Now, do we understand each other?
I have given it a lot of thought, Mrs. Reynolds. I'm just not cut out for this job.
I don't agree. I know you've had the usual teething problems, and women can't help testing new officers, especially young ones. But Meg seems to think you're doing very well, and I value her opinion.
Oh, she's been very kind to me. But I'm sorry. I've made up my mind.
Are you sure there isn't something more behind this, something more specific? Miss Ferguson can be very strict with new officers sometimes. Has that been a problem?
No, Mrs. Reynolds.
Heather, I want you to give it at least 2 more weeks. If you still feel the same way after that, then I'll arrange for you to leave immediately. But I've got a feeling you could see things quite differently by then.
I doubt that. I'll just be wasting your time and the department's money.
That's for me to decide. And if you have got a problem you feel you can't discuss at the moment, then I want you to know you can come and talk to me any time you want to.
All right, then. I'll give it one more go. Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds.
Not at all, Heather. I'd hate to lose you.
Dennis! Mrs. Reynolds? Mrs. Reynolds! Can you sit up? Please?
Meg. Hey, Meg.
Morris. Morris. Come on, Rogers. Answer the phone. Meg? It's me, Heather.
We're throwing a riot, Miss Rogers. You want to come?
Come in.
Oh, yeah, who's going to stop us? You all by yourself? You're a laugh a minute, you know that?
Yeah, hilarious.
Actually, there is some other news to celebrate. I was going to make it official in the morning, but why wait?
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
All right. The department's decided that you should be rewarded for the way you handled the riot situation. So they've noted you down for a citation.
Holy hell! I don't know what to say. You put a good word in for me, didn't you? Oh, boy. Thanks, Mrs. Reynolds. Governor. Mum will be tickled pink.
Oh, I didn't do it to bribe you into reconsidering your resignation.
Oh, I know you don't work like that.
Have you given it some more thought?
Yep. I'm staying. Not just because of the citation, either.
So you managed to work out that problem?
Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening again.
Good. I think you'll be a real asset to Wentworth.
Well, I'll give it my best shot.
And don't forget you're young, though. The women will still try it on.
I'm sure of it. But that's what makes it all a good challenge, right?
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, Dennis, hang on a minute. I'll come with you. I've just got to put the...
Oh.
Bloody hell!
Oh, never mind, Heather. I'll give you a hand.
Somebody up there doesn't like me today.
Well, how about stopping off at the pub on the way home as compensation?
Oh, I can't. I promised Mark I'd help him back for the Magpies. Got to get there early and get a seat. Hey, you've mixed all the colours.
Oh, sorry. Hey, what do these magpies do that bring in such crowds?
They're the best football team in Melbourne. Want to come?
No, I don't really
Go
think...
on, I'll give you a hat and everything.
I don't even understand the rules.
No worries, I'll explain those as we go along. Oh, we better hurry. That's the end of dinner already. Cookshank, tonight you'll see some real football.
Yeah, I like that. Here, how do you know that soccer happens to be the...
Soccer? What's soccer got to do with it? I'm talking about football.
Hey, hang about, Ed. I've not even said that I'm going.
Hey, did you find out why the cops wanted to see Miss Ferguson? Oh, hi.
Do you like a coffee before you start work?
No, thank you. I haven't got time. I've got to get those requisition forms fixed before Mrs. Reynolds gets in. That reminds me. Did you ring to see whether Keen's out of the woods or not?
No, I haven't. Well, that's something you can do when you're in reception.
Sure.
Really enjoying this, aren't you?
Pardon?
Your schoolgirl mentality, Rogers. It's thriving on all these petty staffroom intrigues. Well, let me tell you one thing. I will be here long after you have gone.
Joan, that was uncalled for.
Really? You're both itching to see me thrown out because of Keen. Well, I can tell you the police aren't even interested.
I thought that...
Well, you thought wrong.
Stop asking me stupid questions. It's not up to me to tell you why they want you anyway.
Hey, I guess it's about the meat market they found, eh? You think your brother will be there? Must be interesting having a brother who's a cop. Bet he fills you in on all the gory details, eh? Did he tell you how the bodies were cut up? Nothing to it. Just like cutting up a chicken, you follow the joint. Easy. Well, come on. Mustn't keep the law waiting.
Oh, hello. I was just going.
Oh, no, you're not. Not until we've had a little talk.
Talk? What about?
Someone told the governor that it was me who drugged that coffee. Now, we both know who that someone was, don't we?
All right. We were the only two left awake. And I know I didn't do it. I did say something.
How dare you? You're nothing but a snotty-nosed little amateur. How dare you
I can
suggest...
still put two and two together. I have a right to say what I think, just as you've got a right to deny it. Which so far you haven't done. Not to me, anyway.
Deny it. I wouldn't give it the time of day. You're no better than the rubbish we've got locked up in this place.
Does that include Winter? Am I as bad as her?
Now, what are you suggesting?
You tell me. I mean, if I said what I thought, I'd only be guessing, wouldn't I? And you wouldn't like that.
Try me.
All right. The way she got out of here was real Saturday matinee stuff. She certainly didn't pluck that helicopter out of thin air. I'd say a screw helped her. And it sure as hell wasn't me. Well, when I heard you'd been hurt, I thought my whole world was coming to an end.
It's about bloody time. Hey, look, I'll get myself cleaned up and we'll go somewhere special, eh?
Why? No, I know, Mum. That's why I rang. No, I'm not sick. I just decided to stay. Yeah, all night. Sorry. No, don't you, Mum? Yeah, I am, but... No, it doesn't mean we're engaged.
Go on, you've had my body, now make an honest man out of me.
Get away. Hi. Mrs. Morris said you wanted to see me about something.
Yes, Heather, sit down.
Is there something wrong?
Yes, there is.
If it's about the way I've been sounding off at Miss Ferguson, I think...
It's got nothing to do with Miss Ferguson. Now, please.
Sorry.
I've been speaking to the governor of Blackmore. She sent me a statement from Mari Winter, which claims that you were in league with her in a drug smuggling racket while she was here, and also that you helped her escape. Now, what do you have to say?
I want a word with you.
Really, Miss Rogers?
You set me up, Ferguson. You and your friend Cynthia got Winter to make those accusations against me, didn't you?
Cynthia?
Don't come that with me. 'Cause I took the phone call, remember? And it didn't take me long to find out there was a certain Cynthia at Blackmore.
Ah, yes. An old friend from Queensland. Very efficient, Cynthia.
Oh, yeah, and of course you'll deny that either of you fixed up anything with Winter.
Why should I? Wake up to yourself, Rogers. You're finished. And I'm the one who finished you. Still, if you've learned something from it, it hasn't been a complete loss, has it?
Learn? What?
Firstly, if you're going to deal with scum like Winter, you have to cover your tracks. And secondly, if you're going to stab a fellow officer in the back, you make damn sure the knife sticks.
You've got a bloody nerve to stand there and say that to me.
Why not? I've got nothing to lose. Experience, Rogers, that's what counts around here. Just you think, if you hadn't been so careless, might be me leaving Wentworth and not you. Pity, really. But that's life. Can't win 'em all, can you? Oh, don't tell me this is...
Take your clothes off.
Take my clothes off? What you heard about? I can't wait to hear your explanation to the governor.
Oh, my God, she set us up! Heather!
Hang on!
Well, hurry up! Oh, wait, look at her. She doesn't know. You don't know, do you?
Oh, your explanation's gonna be a doozy. Quick! What on earth is going on in here?
Just another pathetic attempt at a setup.
The whole thing was my idea.
And as for you, I am utterly disgusted. There was a chance that your job could have been saved.
I didn't think there was any hope. I wanted to do something worthwhile before I left.
Worthwhile!
I wanted to get rid of Joan Ferguson. Once and for all. Everyone knows she's bent. Nobody can prove it.
I did understand your bitterness. But for you to have even considered this course of action is unforgivable. I have no option now but to dismiss you. Collect your things and leave the premises immediately.